morning, YouTube. Day 2. Taking my vitamins. And I got Echo, I just tapped it. Echo earbuds. They're really cool. I know, like AirPods. Is that what they're called? The Apple Buds, the AirPods, I guess. I don't know. I had some of those too, but I hate to say this, but these Echo earbuds are pretty cool. All right, stay in the light. We gotta get out the door. She wishes she could go with me, but she can't. It's too far. She only got 3 legs. It's okay. I'll be back soon. So I'm starting off with my 5-minute walking warm-up, and then we get into the run, walk, run using this app called Runna, and then you finish with a 5-minute walking cool down, which is, it's kind of nice. It's a gorgeous morning out. Very cool this morning. It's been so hot lately, but this morning is almost chilly, which is perfect for running. And a little bit overcast, but that's okay. Just a beautiful morning for a run. All right, we're getting ready to run. We're on the cool down. 5 minutes to cool down. And yesterday when I was doing my cool down, I was still walking at my fast walk pace. Now I'm just, cool down means cool down. Take it slow, catch your breath. Good run today. It was definitely harder today because I do the 5-minute warm up. So I walk at a very brisk walking pace, and then I do 2 minutes running, 1.5 minute walk times 5, and then I do my 5-minute cool down walk. And so yeah, I mean, but that's the point. You're building up your endurance and your strength and conditioning your body, and gradually making it harder and harder as you go till it becomes easier and easier. But it does feel good to be out here again. As hard as it is, and it's always been hard for me. Running never came natural. But it does feel good just to be out here, just to be running, hearing the birds, just out in the elements. I used to love running in rain and snow. All right, I'm gonna take this time just to chill out. I will talk to you guys when I get back home. Okay, this morning's run was pretty good. It was, and maybe I already explained this out there, but it was a 5-minute warm-up. I did explain this out there. 5-minute warm-up where I do a fairly fast pace for a walk for 5 minutes. And then I was doing a 2-minute run with a 1.5 minute walk. I had to do that 5 times. Whereas the first time I did it, my first running vlog day it was a minute run and a 1.5 minute walk 6 times Today was a 2-minute run, 1.5-minute walk, 5 times, and then my 5-minute cool down. That's only about 2 miles. That's only about 2 miles that I'm doing as I gradually work through these weeks. It's an 8-week training program for a 5K, but I'm not. I gotta take my wallet out of my pocket. It's hurting my butt cheek. I'm not. So although I would like to run a race, my goal isn't to race. I'm not working up to that goal. My goal is to take my time and make this long term so I can stay healthy longer. It seemed like the last time, and this is my fault. It's the way I think, and I push myself too hard. Myself and a lot of other runners that I ran with in my community, we all pushed ourselves pretty hard back then. And that's because I was always training for a race. So my goal isn't to race, although I want to do a race with my daughter, but my goal is to make this very long term, as long as I can, because it's very good for me in many ways. Although it's hard, it just clears my head. It makes me feel good that I'm doing something good for myself and my body, and it's just awesome. So anyway, today's run went well, and I was thinking while I was out there, I say I'm starting off as a beginner, and that's not quite fair to say, because essentially I feel like I'm just starting off again, but I have knowledge that a beginner doesn't have. So I have knowledge of proper running form, proper shoes, breathing techniques, techniques to reserve energy while you're running. I have knowledge of these things that I still use that is helping me as a runner, whereas a beginner runner won't necessarily have this knowledge. So for a true beginner, this is probably a little harder. If you're doing something similar to this, it's probably a little harder than it is for me. So I mean, although physically I feel like a beginner because I've kind of fallen off and I've gained quite a bit of weight and stuff like that. So I'm not a beginner in that sense, or I am a beginner in that sense, but I'm not a beginner in the sense of knowledge. I do have a lot of knowledge of ways of making the run go a little smoother. My daughter is just starting out. She is a true beginner. She's never ever ran before. Although she did a 5K recently, she didn't even train for that. So, but she's a lot younger, and that helps. But she don't have the knowledge of running techniques and breathing techniques, and there's things that you do that I do naturally now because I ran for so many years in the past that help me reserve my energy while I'm running, and those are things that over time you have to learn. So and that's kind of what this running vlog's about. I mean, mostly for me, and I know that's maybe a little selfish, but it is for me and my health, and to lose weight and to look better and to feel better. But it's also for people like my daughter, who's literally just a brand new beginner to running, to give you some advice and to help you stick with it. So breathing techniques are things you can look up on the internet. Breathing techniques are things that you can, things that you practice to help with breathing, and in mid-run taking them real deep lung-filled breaths. Sometimes you have to do that, or I would suggest that you do that. Hold on, I got kitties in the nerd cave. I would suggest that you practice breathing techniques. Proper form is trying to keep your body upright the best you can. It helps with breathing. You don't want to slouch over. Plus, slouching and leaning forward and slouching over while you're running uses unnecessary energy that you need to reserve for the run. So keeping your body upright. Everybody has a different stride when they run, and that's where you want to go and into a sports shoe store where they sell running shoes, and Fleet Feet is a great one, and that's where I learned the type of shoes that I need for the way I run. You know, if your feet kind of do this as you place your feet, or maybe lean in, they'll look at all that stuff and they'll fit you with the proper shoes. And proper shoes are very important when you're running. Is probably one of the most important, piece of running gear that you need. Is good proper shoes. Makes all the difference. What else? Shoes, running form, breathing techniques, keeping your body as loose as possible. A lot of people, when they run, they tense up their arms while they're running, and if you keep your arms loose, and throughout the run, there's a lot of times I just shake my arms out while I'm running to get them loosened back up and keep going. That will help reserve energy as well. So those are just a few things to keep in mind. Try to keep your body as loose as possible. Keep your form upright, and as straight as possible. Don't lean forward or slouch. And breathe. And you don't want to, on these training runs, you don't want to run to where you couldn't carry on a conversation. You want to have a conversational pace. That means, like, you're not huffing and puffing. You're at a pace that you could talk to someone if they were right next to you, without breathing heavy. That way you can go the distance. Pace is something you'll figure out as time goes on, and if you want to set PRs for races and change pace and all that, that's not what I'm trying to do. For people who want to set PRs in races and stuff, there's, then you start watching pace and numbers and things like that. At this time, and I did that at one time. It was all about the numbers. When I was racing before and doing big races and little races and mid races, it was all about the numbers, and it was all about PRs and getting better and going faster. This time, I'm not really worried about all that. I'm worried about making this last for as long as I can make it last, getting my body back into shape, trimming down, and feeling good. And that's what's important to me. Although I will run a race with my daughter, that I very, very much look forward to. I'm not sure when that's going to happen, but that will happen. I'm not sure how often that will happen either. For her, maybe quite often, and I'll be at every race. But for me, I don't know if I want to do a lot of races. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Once I trim down and I'm feeling good out there, maybe I will. But I don't want to get back into watching the numbers and making things faster and better and all that, because that just leads to injury for someone my age. And I don't need that. Alrighty, guys, that was a good run. I know this is a little bit of a longer video, and I really don't know what I'll talk about in the next runner's vlog. I think I'll do these runner vlogs for maybe a couple weeks and then taper off, because I'm going to start doing my family vlogs again. We'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll just keep doing runner vlogs along with the family vlogs. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I hope you keep running. I hope you're feeling good out there. I hope you're feeling good about yourself. And do feel good about yourself. Even if you're not where you want to be, feel good that you're trying and you're putting the effort into trying to get to a specific goal. That's a lot of people won't do that. And if you're out there doing that, that's amazing. And that makes you an amazing person. So enjoy the run and keep going. Keep pushing. And some days it'll be terrible hard, and some days it'll be incredible. But always know that what you're doing is good for your body and is a very positive thing. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next run, which is a day away.